Obedience over sacrifice. Obedience in First Samuel, the 15th chapter, the 22nd and 23rd verse, he talked about obedience being better than sacrifice. When I tell you, the word talks about being willing and obedient, and we will eat the good of the land. One thing that the Lord was showing me during one morning when I was in worship, and I was just praising him and worshiping. And in that place, you all know you don't even want to come out of that place. When you're in the presence of the Lord and you feel his presence, you don't even want to come out of it. But one of the things that he was showing me, and this again was I was reminded of when I was listening to the Final Quest again, and I'm going to put that in the link too, because in the Final Quest, he was talking about being in the presence of the Lord, where he didn't want to leave the presence of the Lord, but that wisdom told him that there was another place that he had to go that was also worship. And it was in the judgment of God. When we come into his presence, we have to revere him and revere him as um you know the other side of that love, the love that convicts our heart, the love that says, when he tells us to do something, that we obey what he says, because we have a holy reverence of who he is. And so we're not dragging our feet on the assignments that he's given us. Some of you, you're supposed to have written books years ago. You know your story is a book. You know that you're supposed to share what you went through with other people who are going through the same thing. And now that you're on the other side of it, you have a perspective that you didn't have when you were in it. So you have to give and share that story. One of the things that I found out is our stories are not our own. They are for us to share, because they're not templates, but they're testimonies of what we've gone through. Because it's going to help somebody who was going through that same thing that you were going through, where you didn't have the hope, you didn't have the insight that you now have, that now that you're looking back, hindsight being 2026 is what I saw somebody say. With hindsight being 2020 or 2026, because we're in it now, what would you have told your former self when you were in that? Now that you have seen that what you didn't think you were going to make it through, not only did you make it through, but you came out better. You never would have thought you would have made it to the place that you are now when you were sitting in it. But now your story has a way of speaking to that former you. This is why you need to get your story out there. And you ask the Lord to show you how to do it. He'll show you, he'll connect you. All you have to do is just start in that direction. It's so what, you never wrote a book before. Just start writing. Um, dear sister Sherilyn Dix, who is also a well-accomplished author herself, that was one of the things that she told me, because she helped me during the early stages of writing my Dare to Leap. She said, just write it. And I thank God so much for her, because she helped me to do what I could not do, what I hadn't been able to do in years. She told me, she gave me a deadline. She didn't just give me an assignment, she gave me a deadline. She said, I want you to write your story in 30 days from now. I want you to have had it written out. I didn't say, she said, don't worry about editing, don't worry about any of that. Just write it. And after that 30 days, then she says, you're going to have many edits. And she was right. It was so many edits that I had after that. But she was the one that put the fire under me to get it on paper, to just get it down. And I'm going to give you that same thing. If you have a book that you know you're supposed to write, I'm going to give yourself a 30-day deadline. Give yourself a 30-day deadline. And you'll see, I I'm actually going to help people to do exactly what I'm saying to do, because I've had to do it, and I'm doing it right now. I'm actually in the midst of doing it right now. Because if it worked once, it's going to work again. But whatever it is that God has given you to do, it's time now for you to do it. No more excuses. Because what God will do is when you make that first step, His grace is going to make up the rest. Oh boy. I tell you, God is so good. So, obedience is better than sacrifice. It also requires total surrender, mind, body, and spirit.